Good evening, and welcome to Shadow Curios. Tonight we pull back the curtain of time not to celebrate humanity's triumphs, but to confront the disturbing shadows lurking at the edges of history. Some truths, no matter how deeply buried, refuse to stay silent. We'll explore 5 historical enigmas moments when civilization's veneer cracked, exposing unsettling depths. Prepare yourself. What you hear tonight may challenge your perceptions and leave you with more questions than answers. The darkness has stories to tell. Tonight, we listen. Our first descent takes us to Strasbourg, 1518, where a single woman, Frau Troffea, began to dance in the streets alone, without music, and seemingly against her will. Within days, dozens joined her, their bodies moving with a desperate, uncontrollable energy. The city watched in horror as hundreds became trapped in this relentless, exhausting dance. They danced for days, unable to stop collapsing from exhaustion, some even dying in the streets. Authorities, baffled, called in physicians who diagnosed hot blood and prescribed more dancing, fueling the frenzy. Stages were built, musicians hired, but the crisis only worsened. Reports spoke of people dancing themselves to death, 15 a day at the peak. Eventually, public dancing was banned and the afflicted were taken to shrines to pray for relief. Was it mass hysteria, ergot poisoning, or something else? No theory fully explains the scale or terror of the event. The city council tried to control the narrative, fearing panic and judgment, but the truth was harder to contain, a community spiraling into a fatal, frenzied ballet. The cause remains a mystery, shrouded in time. Attempts to explain or sanitize the story ignore the terror that gripped Strasbourg. The echoes of those dancing feet linger, a chilling reminder of the mind's fragility and the power of the unexplained. How could so many succumb to such a self-destructive urge? The records are sparse, the individual stories lost. What remains is the unsettling image of a city overtaken by a silent madness. The dancing plague endures as one of history's most disturbing mysteries. Next, we travel to WU2 Manchuria, where the Japanese Army's Unit 731 committed atrocities hidden for decades. Under General Shiro Ishii, Unit 731 conducted live human experiments, infecting prisoners with deadly diseases, performing vivisections without anesthesia, and testing weapons on living bodies. Victims included Chinese civilians, POWs, and even children. None survived. The suffering was systematic, meticulously documented, and justified as scientific progress. As Japan faced defeat, Unit 731 destroyed evidence and executed remaining prisoners. The most chilling betrayal came after the war. The US granted immunity to Ishii and his scientists in exchange for their research data. The victims received no justice. The perpetrators escaped prosecution, and many thrived in post-war Japan. Only decades later did fragments of the truth emerge, thanks to journalists and survivors' families. Unit 731 stands as a grim warning of what happens when science is divorced from ethics and ambition overrides humanity. It's a story of profound betrayal, of medical ethics, of the victims, and of justice itself. The shadows of Unit 731 are deep, a secret too terrible to confront, yet too important to forget. The official silence lasted for years, but the truth could not be buried forever. The legacy of Unit 731 is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can thrive behind closed doors. It forces us to ask, what are we willing to ignore for the sake of progress? Some secrets once revealed haunt us all. Our next story exposes a betrayal within a nation that prided itself on liberty, the Tuskegee syphilis study. Beginning in 1932, hundreds of impoverished black men in Alabama were told they were being treated for bad blood. In reality, treatment was withheld so doctors could observe the natural progression of syphilis. Even after penicillin became a cure, the men were denied it. Doctors actively prevented them from seeking help elsewhere. The study, meant to last 6 months, continued for 40 years. The men suffered blindness, heart disease, and death. Wives and children were infected. The community's trust was exploited, all for the sake of data rooted in racist pseudoscience. The truth emerged in 1972 thanks to a whistleblower and a determined journalist. Public outrage ended the study, but the damage was done. Lives lost, trust shattered. In 1997, a formal apology was issued, but no apology can erase 40 years of suffering. The Tuskegee study stands as a monument to the dangers of unchecked institutional power and systemic racism. It changed medical ethics forever, but the scars remain. The story is a warning: when healers become harmers, the consequences are catastrophic. The silence was broken, but the legacy endures. Some betrayals echo for generations. In the early 1900s, radium was hailed as a miracle, used in paints, cosmetics, and especially on watch dials. Young women, the radium girls, painted glowing numbers, instructed to lip point their brushes, unknowingly ingesting deadly radium. They were told it was harmless, even encouraged to paint their teeth and nails for fun. Soon, devastating symptoms appeared: anemia, bone fractures, and radium jaw, where jawbones crumbled away. Companies knew the risks but hid the truth, blaming the women's illnesses on other causes to protect profits. As more women fell ill, a few brave souls fought back, led by Grace Fryer. Their legal battle was grueling. Companies delayed, hoping the women would die before trial. The press took notice, and public sympathy grew for these shining ghosts. Though many died before seeing justice, their fight led to landmark legal precedents and improved worker protections. The radium girls' suffering forced society to confront the deadly cost of corporate greed and unregulated industry. Their courage changed labor laws and inspired the creation of OSHA. The glow that once seemed magical became a death sentence, a secret hidden in plain sight. Their story is a tragic testament to innocence betrayed and the power of speaking truth to power. The radium girls' legacy endures in every worker's right to safety. Their fight brought darkness into the light. Sometimes the bravest voices are those with nothing left to lose. Our final tale takes us to Western Australia, 1932, and the infamous Great Emu War. Ex-soldiers turned farmers faced a new enemy: 20,000 emus ravaging their wheat crops. The government responded with military force, machine guns, and soldiers sent to battle birds. The emus proved surprisingly resilient, scattering and outmaneuvering the troops. Despite thousands of rounds fired, few emus were killed. The campaign became a public relations disaster. The press mocked the effort, and the military withdrew in embarrassment. A second attempt fared little better, and the government eventually resorted to a bounty system. The Emu War became a curious, humbling footnote in Australian history. It's a story of desperation, misjudgment, and the resilience of nature against human control. Officials tried to downplay the fiasco, uncomfortable with the image of authority humbled by birds. While not as dark as other tales, it reveals how even the powerful can be undone by the unexpected. The Emu War reminds us that nature often has the last laugh. Sometimes history's secrets are absurd as well as unsettling. The lesson: never underestimate your opponent, even if it's a bird. In the end, the emus won. These stories are just a glimpse into the unsettling tapestry of our past. History isn't always a tale of progress. It's also a realm of shadows and uncomfortable truths. By confronting these hidden chapters, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and what we must guard against. Thank you for joining us at Shadow Curios. If you're intrigued by the secrets history keeps, subscribe for more. There are many more stories waiting in the shadows. Until next time, question what you know and never stop seeking the truth.